Hey, we're back 2 days in a row. How about that? What's up, everybody? Adrian, Jack, nice to see you guys. Thank
What's
you for
up?
joining.
Hi, everybody.
This is going to be a fun show.
It's gonna be fun.
Okay, so Adrian, you've been in this before. Jack, you have not. I don't know if did you catch any of last night's or any of the previous ones. Okay,
Literally
so
haven't been home in 32 days. So
32
Oh,
days. Holy cow! All right, so a quick rundown. I sent you 3 samples, marked 1, 2, and 3. We're going to go through those samples. You're going to try to guess a generic category, a generic ABV or proof, and a generic casking. Generic category is going to be the basic of the basic category. So is it bourbon? Is it rye? Is it single malt? Um, is it single pot still? Is it grain whiskey? Is it, whatever the generic category is? Generic ABV proof is the proof plus or minus 2 points either side. We'll get you the point on that one. Generic casking is new, used, or new and used. Those are the only 3 options there. Then we go to specific category, ABV and proof, and casking. Same stuff, except now we're going to be specific. So is it Scottish single malt? Is it American single malt? Is it straight bourbon, high rye bourbon, weeded bourbon, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera? Specific ABV or proof, yes, we have to hit that one on the head. So if it's 100.4 and you guess 100, it's not a point. Yes, I know that's very difficult, but it makes it fun. Realistically, if you're within 5 proof points anywhere, you're doing pretty darn good on proof. Specific casking. This one has a little bit to it. Obviously, if we're talking about bourbon and it's only bourbon, it's new oak. We know it's new oak. And that's perfectly fine. But when we get into the used stuff, if you want to say it's a sherry cask, I don't care what kind of sherry. Sherry is a blanket statement. So Amontillado, PX, Oloroso, Fino, any types of sherry just blankets into sherry. The same goes for beer. All beer casking is fine if you say a beer cask. The only exception there is stout. A stout cask has some unique stuff to it that other beer casks don't. So that one would have to be called out specifically. If you believe that the whiskey has more than 2 types of finishing on it, if you guess 2 of the finishes on it, that will count as a point. Age guessing. If we end the 3 samples in a tie, then I will pick one random sample and we will go for an age guess. The closest person to it will get the point for that and thus the win. Then you're going to get 2 bonus points if you get the exact distillery and 2 bonus points if you get the exact bottle. As far as stuff like single cast, store picks, SMWS, Lost Lantern, that kind of stuff, if you guess the distillery and you think it's a Lost Lantern bottle or an SMWS bottle, you just have to say it's a Lost Lantern or a SMWS or a single barrel store pick or whatever. You don't have to tell me what store it's from or what exact number of the SMWS and all that kind of stuff. So after that, we're going to go through sample number 1. I'm going to write your guesses down. And then we are going to move on to sample number 2. I will reveal all 3 samples at the end. Therefore, we don't distract anybody if they got way wrong or if the one person was way right. We don't do any of the distractions. That being said, any questions? Jack, you're on mute.
I sure I've gotten a pen, but okay.
Excellent. And Adrian, you're on mute also. Okay.
got it. I got a loud kid. That's what's going on in my house.
Yeah, that's okay. I try to do about an hour-long show, which leaves us about 15 minutes per sample, about 15 minutes to go through the beginning and the end. So if we stretch over, it's not a big deal. I don't care. But I do try to keep it into that realm, and I will not push you to be done with your guesses ahead of time. So take your time, guess how you want to guess, get down what you want to get down, and let me know when you're ready, and we will go from there. After all of that, Jack, tell us a little bit about you. I actually don't know a lot about you. So,
No one knows about me. Uh, uh, what do you want to know? What do you want to know? Where do I start?
Well, the name Hood Sommelier, that's
Yeah,
unique. What's that about? Obviously, I know what sommelier is.
yeah. Um, it came out truly out of just a joke. My uncle is actually a real sommelier, but I wanted to create a neighborhood of spirit lovers. The name sommelier actually is a spirit connoisseur, or people that used to cater to kings and high authorities in the old days. It became more familiar to wine because it's a French and Latin word. So obviously French people drinking more wine obviously made it a thing, and it translated later on. But if you go to the basics of a sommelier, it is a curator of all spirit to high named people. But
Very cool.
that's a nerdy part of me. But
I love nerdy.
the Hood Sommelier, I wanted a handle when I was thinking about coming online that actually described what I'm about. I am sophisticated ratchet. I believe that anybody, just like a hood, regardless if you're a doctor or a crackhead, you should be able to enjoy spirit at the same level. And I walked into this industry really because I didn't see a lot of people that looked or sounded like me. And I wanted to change that narrative. And so when I was coming in, I wanted to be the hood sommelier. Anybody from white, black, Asian, doctor, PhD, or just a crackhead down the street, we all drink the same thing. So
Excellent. Sophista Ratchet. I love that. That is great.
That
And
was awesome.
Corey caught that too. I like that. Adrian, I know about you, but I think most everybody else here, but does let me know a little bit about you. Adriane Shine, what's that about?
I part of it was a moonshine type of thing. Like I thought of it like that, but I also like the word. I had a water bottle that said "Time to Shine," and it was just like, okay, that's my word. So that's
your
where I
word.
went with that. Yeah. So
Excellent.
other than that,
You are also one of the hosts on a podcast. How's that going? And what podcast?
oh my gosh, we're having the best time. We're having the best time. It's definitely been a blessing for me to be able to be a part of it. I never thought I would be involved in something like that, and I've learned a lot because of it. So I'm gonna just keep rolling with it. If it works, I'm gonna just keep going.
Excellent. I do enjoy the podcast and what you bring to it. I think it's fantastic. So everybody, if
Thank you.
you
I
have not
appreciate
tuned
that.
into the Bourbon with Friends podcast, please do so. Do I have any moderators in here? Yes, I do. Drop some links, mods, Bourbon with Friends. Drop some links for the Hood Som and Adrian as well. Make sure you guys are following them on their respective platforms. Instagram, I think both of them are only. Jack, do you have a YouTube as well?
I'm Hood Sommelier by Jack Bigadoo. Yeah.
Okay. So there we go. All right. Without any further ado, why don't you guys get into those first three samples, or the first of the three samples? And I will go through a little roll call. As usual, Joe was in here at 6:15 waiting for the show to start. Thank you, Joe. Appreciate you. Whiskey Addict, how you doing, buddy? Mike? We got Joe Combs in here. Spicy Strawberry is joining us again. Corey is here. Caesar. We got the Whiskey Franco, another member of the Bourbon with Friends podcast. And we have the Bourbon with Friends podcast here. That must be Brian. Four Leaf Whiskey. Hi, Stacy. How you doing? We got Patty in the house. Single Malt Frontier. Doug, how you doing? Travis, good to see you, buddy. And that is it for the moment. Excellent.
You're on mute, Jack. We can't hear you, buddy.
No, I'm talking to myself.
Oh, okay.
When I taste anything, I talk it to the same way I actually review whiskey. When I taste anything, I talk to myself. And since I don't have a notepad to write on, I kind of have to repeat it to myself. So when Germ asks, I can actually tell him what the hell is going on.
All right. Well, while these guys are tasting through this first one here, I'm going to
I just want to say, like, look at the color on this, you guys. Look at the color.
I love it.
It's not my favorite.
I know everybody always says don't judge a whiskey by color, but I do. The less color it has, the more I will probably like it. I am going to say a thank you to our first sponsor here, and it's the same as last night, but Richard's Liquors dropped their logo here. They are in Wisconsin Rapids, Wisconsin. I know it's a drive for some of you, but if you ever make travel plans to the state of Wisconsin, they are not too far from the Wisconsin Dells, which is a huge travel destination in the state. They are also not too crazy far from Green Bay. So if you want to be a Packers fan for a weekend, that's a great liquor store to go visit. I know we are all whiskey enthusiasts, so when we get to a new area, checking out different liquor stores is like on the agenda always. And that is for me. I'm assuming that is for lots of other whiskey enthusiasts, but definitely if you are in the state of Wisconsin, look Richard's Liquors up. They are the best store in the state. Selection size is fantastic for the size of the store. And I can tell you that the store picks are top notch. Zach has a fantastic palate and picks some of the best whiskeys that I've had out of many, many store picks. So follow him on Instagram at Richard's Liquors, and there's some good, funny content on there too. So thank you to Richard's. And before everybody asks, I am drinking some actually a dick pick of Driftless Glen Rye. And yes, those are the names for the store picks out of Richards. They are dick picks. And I'm actually drinking it out of a Driftless Glen glass.
Do you want to know the craziest thing as an immigrant? The first most shocking thing that ever happened to me is when I started my professional career in insurance. Like where I'm from in Africa, when your nickname will always make sense no matter what. People are like, oh, you are so and so, that's why this is your nickname. Or it's more contextual, like, okay, maybe you farted one time in class, now everybody call you stink butt. So something like that. Now it makes sense. The first time a client of mine sat with me, and he was like Thompson or something, and I read his name and I'm like, oh yeah, I'll have a meeting with Richard Thompson. And, I never met the guy. This is new. He walks in and he's like, hey, I'm Dick. I have a meeting. The immigrant in me is looking at him like, you have a meeting with who? He's like, oh, Jack. And I'm like, yeah, I have a meeting with Richard. Yeah, he's like, yeah, I'm Dick Thompson. I'm like, yeah, but I have a meeting with Richard Thompson, not Dick. And the man was, you can tell his flabber was gasted. He's looking at me like, is this guy stupid or something? And I'm looking at him, I'm like, dude, you are not the person I have a meeting with. Like, so I go, me thinking I'm being helpful. I'm like, is that your brother or something? Are we waiting for him or something? And he goes, no, I'm Dick. I'm Richard. And I go, okay. So my boss at that time walks from the back and is like apologizing like you have a slow kid or something. He goes, sir. And he doesn't know. He's an immigrant. He doesn't know. That doesn't make sense to him. And the guy go, Oh, it's like meeting somebody who had an extra chromosome for the first time. He's like staring at me the whole time I'm trying to explain his insurance to him. Like, I'm pretty sure this guy is stupid. So let me just smile and nod, and hopefully I don't hurt his feelings, because I did not know that in America, like, Dick is Richard.
Uh-huh.
You know, like there's like five of them. Like there, something is Billy. Like
Yeah.
Bill is something else. And like
William.
William
Yeah.
is Bill. Yeah, that was another one. So I was
Doesn't
like,
make any sense, does it?
that doesn't make absolutely no sense at all, right? But as
Welcome
an
to
immigrant,
America.
yeah, as an immigrant, I was like, what? Like I'm like, stop looking at me like I'm stupid. I'm smart. You are the one calling the wrong name. I know your name. You know, that was so
You
good
want to
story for
hear
y'all
something
there.
funny too? I got a little bit of funny to go right with that. My grandfather's name was Richard, and he went by Dick. So that's my piece in the.
Absolutely not. Absolutely not. I'm not doing that anymore. I do not call people by their. I don't understand American nickname, and this 20 years I've been in this country, and still, it doesn't make sense to me.
It's fair. That's fair. We don't get it either. So that's fair.
That's
Okay.
crazy.
I think, I'm about as ready as I'm going to be over here.
Yeah, I'm same thing here.
You're about as ready as you're going to be. All right. Let's.
Sorry.
And Adrian, we all agree. I'm not at my best today. I have a cold. I'm not drinking out of a
Oh,
Glencairn. So
yeah. And you know what? This, like I said, this color of stuff, I don't drink this stuff. So I'll be honest with you. I don't really even know what this is. So
all right.
we're going to have a good time. And I love that you told that story, because that's what this is all about. I mean, you even have balloons in the background. We're going to party tonight. Okay.
I like the balloons, the party lights. I like it all.
I know.
I'm
What
with
am
a
I
bunch
doing
of
over here?
bartenders. So this is the party room, and that's the only place that have okay internet. So that's why I'm here.
Excellent. All right,
picked the right
Adrian,
room.
I'm going to start with you because ladies first, and
Okay.
let's run them down.
I said it
Generic
was
category.
a single malt.
You did.
Yes. I gave it a 53 ABV, and I said new oak. My specific category was American single malt. My specific ABV was 53.7, and then the specific casting I stuck with new oak. And since I know so very little about single malts, I just I'm not even sure what to pick for. Is the I don't even know. I want to say Compass Box, but I don't even know if that's an American single malt.
No.
It's not. See, so I don't even know.
I can't answer that question for you, but Jack can.
I'll say Westland. I'll say Westland Solaire, because I do know that one.
That is actually not a horrible guess.
Thank you.
All right, Jack.
Generic
category.
Single malt.
Generic ABV proof.
I would say 40. I'm between 46 and 48. So I'm going to go 48.
48%. Generic casking.
I think it's 2. Ex-bourbon cask and maybe sherry cask.
Okay, so that's generic is going to be used if you're going
used is used, yeah.
And then your specific casking, you're going ex-bourbon.
Yeah, ex-bourbon and sherry.
And then sherry. Perfect. Specific category.
That is definitely a Scotch. In my opinion, I think.
And specific ABV or proof.
I'm gonna stick with 48.
Okay. Do you have a distillery and a bottle guess?
I will right now. I will go with Glenmoe, but I'm not sure, but I will just go with Glenmoe right now.
Okay. And bottle, which Glenmoe bottle?
I couldn't tell you because I'm in my head. I taste a little bit of rum there, so I want to say Quinta. But I let's just go. Let's be less specific as we can. So I'm just gonna go Glenmoe. That would be me.
All right. So I'm going to go no bottle guess on that one, but a distillery guess of Glenmoe.
Yeah.
All right. All right, guys. Move on to number 2.
Mm. Mm. I have another funny story for you since we're talking about my days as an immigrant.
Excellent.
So I almost got deported the first week I came to America.
This ought to be good.
Yep. It was May 2004. I was 19 years old, just almost turning 20. Landed to America. Now I'm gonna put 3 things on. I never learned American English. I learned British English. Right? That's what I've learned when I was coming here. So I could write well. So I don't know none of the American slang. Clearly, from Dick to Richard, I didn't know. But I was also a 19-year-old kid. So before y'all judge me, keep those 2 things in mind. So there's a second week in, end of May, first week of June, and I board into the college dorm, so I have to go do grocery. Now, to show you how old I am, at that time when you travel to America, you got to bring traveler's checks. So you write traveler's checks to buy your stuff. So I go to the grocery store, I get all my stuff, and now keep in mind, in the American culture, like I heard other people when they come to America say the same thing. Now I'm used to it. But do you know the smile people give people? Like that fake smile that people give you to say they're non-threatening, or customer service smile, like they smile at you here and then they turn their head back and the smile is gone, like it's never genuine. That is not something I grew up around, right? When you smile at somebody, you really are smiling to the person. If you don't have to smile, customer service is more like, yeah, what do you want? And you say what you want and they give it to you. And thank you. Have a good day. Smile is not required, right? So I'm walking in. I get all my groceries. I write my traveler's check. And it was this little girl. Like I would probably say she was maybe 17 or 18. And she just comes to me and she's smiling and she goes, "Did you find everything you wanted?" My English is not so good, but I'm like, I'm just waving like, yes. And then she told the total and she go, "Do you have a penny?" And I turned my head, I'm like, what in the freakazoid is going on here? And she goes, "Sir, do you have a penny?" And I'm looking at her and I'm stopping, like I'm frozen for a second. And she goes, "No, seriously, do you have a penny so I can give you the exact amount?" And I'm pointing on my junk and I go, "Yeah, I have penny." And she freaks the fuck out. She runs away and she called 2 managers that come in. And they start going off, right? I don't know what they're saying. The English is too fast. I can't hear. But all I know is police. Police is a word in every language. French, English, doesn't matter. Police, we all know what police mean.
Right. Yeah.
So I'm freaking out. And they take me outside. Mind you, with the cheese and everything melting in my hand because I was waiting for my change. And they hold me there. And the police come and the guy walks to me and he's like, he takes me to the back of the squad car and he want to talk to me. And he's asking me questions and I'm freaking out, right? I'm there like almost crying. I'm like, "Penny," and "Penny," and I Penny, and the guy only could help himself a lot because I keep saying penny over and over and he doesn't understand why is it that I keep saying penny. So one of the other students was walking by, and the guy asked me, like, he's like, "Stop. What do you speak? What language do you speak?" And I go, "French." And the guy jumped on the mic, he's like, we're gonna need a French translator. And we sit there almost 30 minutes. And one of the students is passing by the car, and the cop stopped him. He's like, "Hey, dude, do you speak French?" And he go, "Yes." He's like, "Okay, I'm gonna roll this window down. Ask this guy what happened." So I tell the story to the guy in French, and the guy start laughing, like hysterically laughing. And he rolled the windows up, and he turned around, and he talked to the officer, and both of them are laughing. Now the kid in me is like flustered, right? I am
Oh yeah.
flabbergasted. I'm like, this whole shit is happening, and y'all are laughing at me. And the guy takes me out of the car. He is still giggling. He contained himself for a minute, and he pulled one of those like report paper out, and he write PENIS, and he meant equal genitals, and he write PENNY and equal 1 cent. And he's holding this paper in his hand, and he takes me back to the managers, and he tells this to the managers. English is not still good. Both managers are dying laughing. They come back and they hand me my travel checks back. The manager look at me, he go, "I am so sorry. I don't know what's going on." And the guy that spoke French walks to me, he go, "Dude, she asked you if you had a penny, not a penis. In French, penny is your penis. S at the end of a French word is not said. So penny is PENIS, which is your junk." And I thought she was asking the whole time if I had a penis, because my 19-year-old me heard that American women are freaky as hell. So I thought she was her making a move on me. Meanwhile, I'm about to catch a charge in the middle of the grocery store. When I tell you, for 2 weeks, I didn't get out of my dorms. I was mortified to talk to anybody. The guy was like dying. He's like, "We are never going to forget this," like the French speaking student. So another day in the life of an immigrant.
That is one of the funniest stories I've actually heard in a long time.
In a very long time. Thank you.
Oh my God, that I can see the whole thing transpiring too. Randall, thank you, sir. I know you got bad service, and I appreciate
this would happen to me if I left the country. I'm here to tell you. This would happen to me.
All right. Has anybody made any guesses on this sample? I love the stories.
I have guesses.
I have, but it's a little confusing. But definitely because of my cold, there's some notes that are like tamer.
Sure, you still got me beat,
So,
bro. American women are feral.
Tell guys not to get excited in the comment. This is still trauma.
These guys, this is tame for these guys.
Yeah, I was gonna say, you might have just opened up a whole can of worms. It's gonna get real fun here, real quick. Oh shoot! I just need an exact distillery and bottle, and I think I'm okay. It's kind of hard.
Adriane, do you have it in a glass that you can show? They want to see the color.
Mm-hmm.
I'm confused between two distilleries.
Ooh. I think I did forget to mention to you.
List.
Jack.
I didn't look at your list.
This is it is whiskey. There's no whiskey adjacent or anything weird here. They are
no. I know it is, but it's just like two distillery, very very known, make kind of the same mash bill. So in my head, And again, because I have a cold, there's like some of these things. Like there's one note that I look for to distinguish those two. So that's where I'm like, I'm a little confused, but
Right now, I'm just hoping that you're going to beat Marshall. That's what I'm hoping right now.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. I did forget to mention that too. There is a special prize on the line for the first person that takes Marshall out of this competition. He won the last season, and then he beat me. So there's a small personal vendetta here.
He's a good guy. Don't get me wrong. I think he's a great guy.
I think I'm ready. So
I think you can. I think you can do it. I'm gonna say.
Are you ready, friend?
Yes. Yeah. I think it's your turn to go first this time. So you go right ahead.
Jack's turn to go first.
Okay, I'll go with bourbon.
Okay. Generic ABV or proof?
Just drink high. I know the proof is not high, but it drinks way higher than. You know what? Let's go with 50.
Generic casking?
New American Oak.
Specific category?
High rye.
High rye bourbon. Specific ABV proof?
50. Yeah.
Staying with the 50.
Mm-hmm.
Specific casking?
I don't think there's any finish here, so I'm just gonna go with American Oak. Yeah, new.
Nope. And do you have a distillery and a bottle guess?
I'll go right now. I'm leaning towards Heaven Hill.
Okay.
And I would just go with the Heaven Hill 7-year.
That's the bottled and bond one.
The bottle and bond, yeah.
Like that white label,
Yeah.
I know
there's another one in my head, but you know what? Fuck it. I'm already here.
All right. Adriane?
So I chose bourbon also. I said 58 for the ABV. I'm probably way off on that, but I'm not really very good at proof. I chose New Oak also. I also said high rye. My specific ABV was 58.2, and then I stuck with New Oak. And the only really, I kind of was just going off of what I know I've tried for high rise for Exact Distillery and bottled, and I have a Blue Run high rye that's really good. So I'm sure that's probably not what it is, but that's my guess.
Okay. All right. Okay. Got your guesses in. Let's move on to 3.
Look at this one, you guys.
Oh. Okay. I hate that I have this cold. I can't smell shit to save my life.
That is the worst.
Well, it smells finished for sure.
Mm-hmm. Mm. Mm.
And
you
guys are
you were
tasting
talking
that.
on the show last night, Germ, about people and the whole.
Hey,
I wanted to do that so bad.
It is a legitimate thing, actually. It does I know it sounds funny, but when you're by yourself, try it out.
It made the whiskey taste better.
Yeah. While you guys are
know.
tasting that, I do have another sponsor to mention, and it is the 10th Mountain Whiskey Company out of Vail, Colorado.
I love guys.
Brian is a friend of ours, and also part of the Bourbon with Friends podcast. And he is graciously accepted to be a sponsor. And I do not have a lot from them at the moment, but I do have the 10th Mountain Single Malt. So that will be my next pour here. So thank you, Brian, and 10th Mountain. I appreciate the sponsorship. Obviously, if you are traveling to Colorado, that stop in, say hi to Brian, and try some great whiskey. And the story of the distillery is fantastic. I'm not going to get into the entire
I don't like
moment,
this whiskey. Oh,
don't like this one.
I don't like this one.
Hmm.
I think it's
Definitely. It's not one. It wouldn't be something I would typically reach for either. So I feel what you're saying.
Okay. Mm. I tend to forget all the whiskey I don't like, so I'm trying to. I know it's a whiskey I've had before, and I didn't want to disappoint the person that sent it to me, so I just put it in the French people call it oubliette in the archive. Forget about it.
Uh-huh. Got it.
Well, not every whiskey is for everybody, so there's
I lean
nothing
on
wrong
that
with
pretty
that.
hard when I don't like one. Just because I don't like it doesn't mean it's not good, or doesn't mean
That's
Right.
true.
someone doesn't like it.
Absolutely. We
That's
all
true.
have that specific expression that we always reach for and that we always love.
Unless it's Chattanooga, because we got beef since 2019.
Oh, really?
Oh yeah. Did I ever tell you this story?
No, I have never tried any Chattanooga, but I'm kind of heard some good things. But maybe
Oh,
you
no,
have
no,
a
no.
different story.
2020, in the middle of the Rona, I'm scrolling through the Beyonce's internet, looking for new brands that are coming on the market.
Okay.
And I find this brand called Chattanooga whiskey. I'm like, wow, a whiskey from a state I've never been to. Let me try it. This is my exploration into some new whiskey. I only know one whiskey from Tennessee at that time. Next thing I know, I buy 4 of their expression. There was like an 18 something, another expression, and that was in the early days of sailbacks. I had to pay shipping on that shit.
Yeah.
And they had one that said experimental barrel. I go, I love experiment. I make them every day. I wonder what they did. Bottle comes in, and is an experimental barrel in a mead barrel. I'm like, okay. Pour it, take a swig. It's literally the worst thing I've ever taken. If somebody, I could have just laid down so somebody can piss in my mouth. That's what I felt much better than that sip I took. Like a hot piss from after 20 beers.
I'll be
Like,
honest. When
that's-
you said mead finish, I was like,
And then I'm like, you know what? Don't get hasty. Don't get hasty. Let's just go to the other expression. And I go
Okay.
to the 1870 something. And I just had it. Same thing. Just kick me in the crotch like Satan and piss in my mouth and make me feel better about about this whiskey. And I'm like, you know what? I need a refund. I was like, They owe me $79.99. Until the day they pay me $79.99 plus shipping, we will have beef forever. I will hold forever this grudge against Chattanooga whiskey till that day. So since 2020, it's been almost 5 years. I did not have Chattanooga whiskey. One time somebody tricked me. They invited me on a podcast and they gave me the bottle and bond. And since I'm not a
That's not
hypocrite,
very nice.
it was a blind taste. So since I'm not a hypocrite, I had it. It was good. I'm not gonna lie. It was good. But still fuck them because they owe me $79.99 plus tax and shipping.
Makes me not want to try Chattanooga now. I won't
No,
be
no,
paying shipping.
the bottle and bond,
It's close to
is amazing. So it was good.
okay.
I'm not even gonna lie, it was good. But they still owe me all the way back.
for that first one.
You know, I feel like
Jason.
I live close enough. I should be able to go there and not pay shipping. I feel like I beat you both last week.
Jason, you for sure beat us both last week. Yeah, you whomped us.
I don't know if I know Jason. Do I know Jason?
No, he doesn't play on Instagram very often.
I was gonna say he doesn't commiserate on the instas of
not,
the
no.
grams.
No, he
That's
does
too
not.
bad,
But,
brother. That's too bad. Cheers.
Jason is a hell of a guy. Yeah, people are liking the color on this one, and they're guessing. They're throwing out guesses out there. So, I mean, we got Dan the Whiskey Punkard talking about the color is insane on that one. And hi, Dan, thank you for tuning in.
I know why the colors and these people, I believe, cheated. So they cheated. When distillery use a specific
double
cask
oak, Caesar, it's finished after that.
just to give a certain color, I call it cheating. Like for example, I feel like I always tell people that technically, there's a few things that are always cheating. If you have extreme weather, if you use certain cask, you literally will get ahead of people in color so quick that you almost are cheating because after half of the time against other people, you will actually get a better color on your whiskey. So, but
interesting.
Whenever you're ready, Adriane,
are you ready?
Whenever you're ready, I'm ready.
Okay, Adriane, you're ready.
I like it when people say my name like that.
It's the French in me. Don't worry about it.
Yeah. No, I love it.
We just don't have to create another penny situations, and we'll be fine.
We're good. We're so good. All
right. Adriane, I'm going to start with you on this one.
So I chose it as a bourbon.
Okay.
I chose ABV 56. And I chose new and used casking for the generic. Specific. I put straight, but I don't know if that's a fair answer. I think it's just a straight bourbon that is finished.
Okay, so finished bourbon.
I think it's finished. Is that what I would say there?
Yeah, because straight bourbon cannot actually be finished.
True. Okay. My specific ABV is 56.3, and my casking, I said port. And then I just went with Cedar Ridge because I don't know a lot of. I don't particularly love port finishes or whatever finish this is. I know they do some nice finished stuff. So
excellent. Do you have a bottle guess on it?
No, I do not. I don't. I'm sorry.
Okay. All right, Jack.
Yep.
Generic category.
I think I'm gonna go with American single malt.
Single malt. Yes. Generic ABV or proof.
I'm probably gonna sit at 55.
55. Well, you're both pretty close there. Generic casking.
Sherry cask. Use sherry cask. 100%.
And then specific, we're going with Sherry cask.
Sherry cask,
all
yeah.
sherry cask. Okay. And a specific ABV or proof.
I'll still come to maybe 52 if I want to be specific.
Okay. And do you have a distillery guess and a bottle guess?
You know what? I'm trying to see. She says Cedar Ridge is kind of stuck in my head. I'm trying. What do you call it? Like an American single malt again that I hate so much. Let's see. You know what? Let's go. Let's go with Cedar Ridge.
You're going to go Cedar Ridge as well.
No. Wait. Can I need to check out something. There is a. Who's making American single malt? That Jesus Christ! I'll pass on that right now. I will not say Cedar Ridge, but I know it's not. It's a distillery that's making American single malt right now. The name is just. I'm having a brain fart on the name.
Okay. All right. So no guess on the distillery or the bottle.
No, none.
Got it. Okay. All right. Do you guys share a sample that is your favorite? Do you both have the same sample that's your favorite?
Probably out of the three, probably number 2. I liked the best.
Honestly, I would drink number 1 any day. It's very easy drinking.
Okay. Number 1 is your favorite. Number 2 is your favorite. And so that means I'm going to go through sample 3 first.
And if number 2 is a single malt, just shoot me now. All right.
Okay. So as far as
Here's
total
the
points go, there is not a tie, so we don't have to worry about age guesses.
Okay, cool.
You both are very close to each other.
Okay.
The total score is the total score for all 3 samples is 5-10.
So I scored more than I did last time.
You did. You absolutely did. So we are going to go through sample number 3 first. Oh, I was not keeping up on this. Ooh, I got some good guesses in there. Okay. Sample number 3.
My phone on to see the chat.
Adriane, you said bourbon. Jack, you said single malt. Jack, you got the point on that one. It is a single malt. Generic ABV or proof. Adriane, you said 56. Jack, you said 55. It is actually 59.05 or 118.1 proof. So you were both a little bit low. Adriane, you said new and used. Jack, you said used. Jack, you took the point on that one. It is used only. Specific category. Adriane said finished bourbon. Jack, you said American single malt. That is 100% correct. It is American single malt. Specific ABV or proof. Adriane, you said 56.3. Jack said 52. Again, we're at 59.05 or 118.1. Specific casking. Adriane, you said port, which is a fantastic guess. Jack, you said sherry, which is half correct. So there's no point there. The other cask in there is ex-bourbon and ex-peated malt. Distillery guess. Adriane, you said Cedar Ridge. You are 100% correct. It is Cedar Ridge. But you didn't give me a bottle guess, so there's no bottle guess there. Jack, you could have stayed with that, and that would have been awesome. But the exact bottle is the Cedar Ridge quintessential peat and sherry.
Nice.
So That was a special release from 20. Was it 23? I think it was 23. So we have a total score on that one, 2-3. Jack, you took 3. Adrian, you took 2.
I got some shit way wrong somewhere else. Okay, let's go. Let's go. I can't wait to hear the answers. I'm learning here, you guys.
Sample number 2, we're going to go with.
Okay.
Adrian and Jack, you both said bourbon. You are both incorrect. It is not bourbon.
Oh.
It is a rye.
Oh, damn.
Generic ABV or proof. Adrian, you said 58. Jack, you said 50. You hit it right on the head. It is 50%. Generic casking, you both got a point there. It's new oak. Specific category, high rye bourbon for both of you. So we didn't get a point on that one. Jack, you stayed with your 50%. Adrian, you went to 58.2. So Jack, you got a point on that one. Again, both you guessed new casks. So we got the point there. Exact Distillery, Jack, you said Heaven Hill, the 7-year bottled and bond. I like that guess. And Adrian, you were talking about Blue Run High Rye. It is actually the Frey Ranch bottled and bond rye.
They use a lot of malt in their rye, so that created a little bit of that. Is it 95.5?
No,
or is it
actually.
What's the
is
percentage of rye? Do we know?
It's 100% rye.
Holy shit! That Nevada rye is doing
Right?
some amazing thing. Yeah,
My-
it does
my-
not drink like a rye. Maybe
No.
my cold is killing me, but
There's that, and my
No,
guess is
I
actually
agree.
some of the rye is unmalted, some of the rye is malted, so that'll soften it up a little bit too.
okay, that makes sense.
I don't know the specifics on that. I do know that it's 100% rye grain though. So we have a score of 2-4 on that one. And then moving on to sample number 1. Adrian, you said single malt. Jack, you said single malt. You both got a point for that. It is a single malt. Generic ABV or proof. Adrian, you said 53. Jack, you said 48. You were both high. It is actually 40%, right on the floor.
Okay.
Adrian, you said new casking. Jack, you said used. It is used cask. So you took a point on that one. Adrian, you said American single malt. Jack, you said Scottish single malt. It is Scottish. Again, with the proof, 53.7 for Adrian, 48% for Jack. We're both high on that one. It is at 40%. Specific casking, Adrian, you stuck with new oak. Jack, you went ex-bourbon and sherry. It is actually sherry only, full sherry maturation. It is two different types of sherry maturation. There is American sherry oak and European sherry oak on it. Adrian, with your distillery and bottle guess, those are excellent guesses. I love the guess because I do get similar vibes. You said Westland, the Calere, and Jack, you said Glenmoe, which you were really close. It is actually Glengoyne 10. So we have a score of 1-3 on that one, which puts Jack in the lead at 10 points. And Adrian, you scored 5, which your goal was 3.
Yeah,
So
3 or more.
You did better than your goal, and I think you did actually
Yeah.
very, very well.
Thank
You seemed
sir.
very confident in your guesses, and I like that. That's what makes it fun. But the third one was a hard one. That was a big finish whiskey.
It was very finished.
Yeah. Murphy loves
Yeah.
heavy finish, so he's heavy on the finish on those. And then it also was peated, Adrian. So you were drinking peated whiskey and not hating it.
It's not terrible.
No.
It feels very finished. I wouldn't like to try it without all of the extra at the on it.
I can help you out with that. I have some of those.
Okay. We should do that sometime.
So, congratulations, Jack. You moved on. I don't know the exact date yet, but I will get that to you in a day or two. But it will be
Good
after
game.
It'll be after December 12th for sure. So December 12th is the last one of the first round. So anything subsequent in the second round will be after that. I have not decided if I'm going to do 1 week in between the 12th and Christmas, or if I'm just going to take that last 2 weeks of December and shut it down and then start up.
I will try my
in January.
best not to get a cold by that time.
Life happens, all of that stuff. So if I know far enough in advance, I can rearrange dates and schedules around. So, but obviously, if a cold waits till the day of or the day before, there's not much we can do. So, everybody in the comments, thank you guys, and yes, they both did amazing. It was a fantastic show. Jack, the stories were fantastic.
Thank you, Brian.
That was a new little add to the show, and I really enjoyed those stories. Those were really fun.
That was great.
I do not think I will ever forget the Penny's story. I don't think I will ever forget that. So, yeah. Other than that, we have that is the end of this week. So we got a winner from Average Whiskey Drinker yesterday, and we got a winner of Jack, the Hood Sommelier. Jack, can you say sommelier again, because you say it totally better than everybody
I know.
else does.
He says it's so lovely.
It's the Hood Sommelier, like a wine
All right.
sommelier.
I'm not even going to try to pronounce it like that because I'll just sound bad. But that's fantastic. So
guys,
here's
thank
everybody
you so
in
much.
the comments.
Thank you so much for doing this. Thank you for having me over. I
Absolutely.
appreciate it.
Thank you.
Adriane, you are an amazing support. I guess I will see the next one in the next round.
Yes, I'll be supporting you, brother.
Your options are?
Yeah,
Your options
I got
are
you.
Caleb, the Texas Whiskey Geek, or Doug from Single Malt Frontier. So
you know what? Give me Single Malt Frontier. He's been talking a lot of smack in the chat.
He's got to win. He's got to win. So
you better win.
Caleb, the Texas Whiskey Geek, isn't anybody to play with either. He's pretty damn good.
Me, the first time I did this.
So, all right. Everybody, thank you
so
very much. Thank you to the sponsors, Richard's Liquors and 10th Mountain. And until next Wednesday at 7 o'clock.
Cheers.
Cheers. We'll
Cheers.
see you guys then.
Bye.